greatest summer for rap music ever is coming, and we are not ready for it. Currently, we are in the midst of a huge hip-hop beef between Drake and everybody else in the industry. In the past 3 weeks, Future and Metro Boomin have dropped We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You, with We Still Don't Trust You dropping on April 12th, 2024. Leading up to now, we have had many situations that I will break down that have caused so much controversy and so much drama, and have caught our attentions and will propel us to see amazing music drop this summer. So let's get into it. Let's step back to this past fall. In the fall, Drake dropped For All the Dogs, where on the song First Person Shooter, there are shots taken at Kendrick Lamar. These shots show a different light into the whole drama. This is where everything starts to stem from. We then later saw Kendrick Lamar shoot back in Like That with these lyrics right here, and a back and forth drawn between Kendrick Lamar and j.cole that I've covered in another video that I will link right here. But the main thing that I would like to break down in this video is the new disses on We Still Don't Trust You. Starting with A$AP Rocky. On the song Show of Hands, A$AP Rocky directs shots at Drake. Now, why would he do this? We know that A$AP Rocky and Drake have collaborated in the past, so why would they shoot shots at each other? He says, "Call up Pluto Metro should have been the first one. People in their feelings over women, what, you heard or something? I smashed before you birthed, son. Flacco hit it first, son." When Rocky says, "I smashed before you birthed, son, Flacco hit it first, son," he doesn't name any name, but people are starting to interpret what is really meant by this. People are trying to interpret that A$AP Rocky got with Drake's baby mama, Sophie, before the birth of Adonis. There are rumors back in 2018 that do support this claim. And that was around the time when Pusha T and Drake were in beef about the whole Adonis situation. He also continues to throw shade at Drake through this line right here. And we can see a back and forth compilation between Drake and A$AP Rocky as on Another Late Night, a song that is on For All the Dogs, Drake says, "I ain't pretty Flacco, this shit get really rocky." In this song Show of Hands, where Rocky responds to Drake, this might be implying that he was with the mother of Drake's child first, and this might be stemming from A$AP Rocky feeling some type of way when Drake had gloated about being with Rihanna first, and now A$AP Rocky has a child with Rihanna, all intertwined and making sense up to now. Let's get on further. On the song All To Myself, we see The Weeknd throw shots at Drake. The Weeknd, also stemming from Toronto, Canada, the same location where Drake is proud from coming, we see beef between them. Yes, they have not been the closest in the past, but this beef kinda comes out of line. On the song, The Weeknd says, "They can never diss my brothers when they got leaks in their operation. I thank God that I never signed my life away, and we never do the big talk, they shooters making TikToks." The first portion of the verse, "They can never diss my brothers, baby," is likely a reference to Drake inevitably retaliating against Future and Metro. While The Weeknd says that he is thankful that he never signed his life away, he could be talking that he never signed with OVO and he never gave all of his efforts into OVO. Fans are also thinking that Shooters Making TikToks is pointed at Baka Not Nice, an artist who is signed to OVO and can be seen making TikToks, such as here.
"No, I'm not finna be quiet. Hell no, I don't give a fuck if they sleep. You snuck me in here to cuddle? To cuddle? Man, hell no. Get this shit off me. The fuck wrong with you? Talking about cuddle. You woke me."
Now, Drake and The Weeknd do have a long and a very complicated relationship that dates back over the decade. But in 2019, Drake on the song War even rapped that he just wanted to fix things with The Weeknd. Now, The Weeknd might be using this situation as his own opportunity to really bring his frustrations with Drake to the forefront, since everybody else is doing it as well. Now, Future is the main artist who is in this album, and he also shoots a bunch of shots at Drake throughout this album. On the song Night Like This, he sends shots such as this: "It be times when I be honest, people take me for granted. It be times when I'm alone, I know I need my sanity. It was times I never should have gave away my energy. Should have saved my energy, made me stronger, new enemies." People are now speculating that these could be allusions to Future recently falling out with Drake, thus in the song saying making new enemies. And we can also think that Future might be upset with what Drake said previously in First Person Shooter. For those of you who do not know, Drake and j.cole said that there is a big three: Kendrick, j.cole, and Drake. And on a podcast by Charlemagne says the following: "I think Future had influence. People want to be Future. People want to sound like Future. It's wild to me that we don't. It's not a big three, it's a fantastic four, and Future is in it. You can put him, he might be 2, 3, he can't even be number 1. So Future might be feeling some type of way as well that Drake would not put him in his top 3. Now why would Future be mad? Future could be mad because there was a past between Future and Drake. They have a collab album that they released in 2015. They also have songs that they released recently, such as in 2020, releasing Life is Good. And recently on Future's previous album, they also have 2 songs that they have together. I'm on one, and Wait for You. Now we also saw j.cole feature on this album, making an appearance on the song Red Leather. Now on the song, he spits lyrics such as, "My energy was never on some toughest person stuff. I was just a conscious rap who would mess a person girl. And Blicks get to blast and I turn into a track star." Here he might be talking about the beef that he dismantled recently by apologizing live at Dreamville Fest for 7-minute drill that he dropped on Kendrick Lamar. I turn into a track star, maybe talking about that he runs away from stuff that is not pure, he runs away from stuff that dismantles him, and he runs away from stuff that is overall not in pure goodness. But it's certainly interesting that j.cole still is on this album, knowing that the feud that Future, Metro, and Drake are currently in, and with the relationship that j.cole currently holds with Drake. Now the key biggest thing that I would like to highlight is Rick Ross entering this beef recently. Rick Ross featured on the first album, We Don't Trust You, that was released a few weeks ago. And he did not say anything crazy towards Drake or towards any type of beef on this song. Keep in mind that Rick Ross does have a good relationship with Drake in terms of their previous music connections. In Drake's earlier days, he made a lot of songs with Rick Ross together, and he has also been releasing them recently, such as Money in the Grave in 2019, Lemon Pepper Freestyle in 2021, and Gold Roses in 2019. Now the reason I bring that up is that on this past weekend, diss by Drake that appeared on the internet called Push Ups, Drop and Give Me 50. And on this diss, he really goes at everybody who I've previously mentioned, and he dismantles a bunch of these people. To begin, he goes at Kendrick Lamar. Here he dismantles Kendrick Lamar, saying that he can't be a big stepper, slandering the title release of Lamar's 2022 release, Mr. Moral and the Big Steppers. And Drake jokes that Lamar can't be a big stepper with such small shoe size, due to a short height of 5'5". Drake states that the following rappers, SZA, Travis Scott, 21 Savage, have all wiped out Kendrick and passed him in Billboard placements. We can see that Kendrick's biggest album, Mr. Moral and Big Steppers, sold 295,000 units and has been surpassed by the album equivalent units by SZA's SOS, 365,000 units, Travis Scott's Utopia, 496,000 units, and Drake and 21 Savage's Her Loss, 404,000 units. Drake also says the following, noting that this is a one-sided beef with Kendrick Lamar has become, as Metro Boomin, Future, A$AP Rocky, and The Weeknd have all taken shots at him recently. And there's shots taken back and forth overall, but the biggest one that I'd also like to highlight is when Drake goes at Rick Ross, his industry friend. Now Drake goes at him due to Rick Ross recently unfollowing him on Instagram. Now why would Rick Ross unfollow Drake? Rick Ross unfollowed Drake because Drake personally invited his ex-girlfriend Christina Mackey to the Sunrise, Florida, when Drake had his All of a Blur, Big as a What tour in Florida. Drake also claims that he will no longer be doing future collaborations with the following artists, who have taken shots at him in the previous 2 weeks. Here I'd like to note the effect of Drake, the Drake stimulus package per se. Here we can see that 32 artists, Drake assisted 32 artists to their highest Hot 100 position at the time, being A$AP Rocky, someone who has dissed him, Future, another person who has dissed him, Kendrick Lamar, a third diss, and Rick Ross and The Weeknd, all people who have dissed him. He has helped reach that position that they were in. There's also 18 artists who had never charted before on the Hot 100 that Drake helped them achieve, such as A$AP Rocky and The Weeknd, who both previously dissed him. Now, hours after this surfaced on the internet, Rick Ross's Champagne Moments became unreleased on the internet. In this song, he goes at Drake and dismantles him, talking about his ghostwriters, a nose job, and the way that he switched up real quick. Here are the key points I'd like to highlight. He continues to go at Drake for having ghostwriters in this clip right here.
Guess who wrote this? You would never guess who wrote this.
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Me waking up from a nap, I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy. You wanted to hang at the park with the niggas. smoke weed with the niggas while we washed our old school Chevys. White boy, you got a Chevy, white boy? I doubt it. But anyway, big nose. Big nose. Boy, you had 25% body fat with a carved out 6-piece. Stop. We know what time it is. That shit costs 40 bands. Stop. But tell your mama, well, in Miami, we say old girl. Tell your old girl she a beautiful lady. I told you that before, and I meant that. But you tell your mama, white boy, you stayed out at the pub too late. And you can't call her when you get in this shit. This shit too deep to call your mama, white boy.
Rick Ross is clearly upset. Now, where does this leave us for the rest of the summer? Things are getting heated up. Artists are clashing with artists, and this is causing us to talk about them more, listen to them more, and have them in our brains. Yes, there are overall real implications with all of this. Artists are going at artists. But deep down underlying, this is crazy marketing for them currently. They're able to reach different audiences, able to be on the top of the news, and people are going to be talking about them. I'm expecting a few huge albums to drop this summer. They may be collab albums like j.cole Drake or Kendrick and j.cole. There may be some crazy albums on the way this summer, and I'm excited for it. There's gonna be more disses coming. As the summer clears up, the prime listeners to rap out of school, there's gonna be more time that will be able to be allocated towards these artists. More tours are gonna come, more albums are gonna be dropped. Labels are going to make more money. At the end of the day, it's all a money scheme. These artists, yes, they may enjoy what they're doing, but there's also the financial impact of what they are doing behind all of it. So these beefs, even though they may seem real to us, even though they may seem like there is an overall impact from them in our own lives, they may be made up. Now, I don't know if Future and Drake are actually beefing. I don't know if Rick Ross is going at Drake purposefully. Because they were friends, they have came up together, and they're in the position that they are in because of what they have and what they are, what they've built. Although some of these go more personal, such as A$AP Rocky and The Weeknd's, these artists are creative people, and for them to outline such a way in the industry could be one of the craziest marketing schemes that is going on currently, that is flying over our heads. If you're interested more into the marketing schemes that are used in the industry, I highly recommend for you to click on this video right here as I break down why j.cole just did the craziest marketing scheme